Howdy folks, and welcome back to Emerald Minecraft. Today we're going to be going over general crafting for food items, and that's why we're chilling out here with my pumpkin-headed snow golems. Let's go ahead and head right on over to the Tower of Crafting with our handy-dandy magic compass. And yes, this time I'm going to remember to deselect it before I try clicking anything so I don't pop through the wall. Food is one of the necessary items in the game, and there's lots of food to be found and used. Most food, remember, can be found in the wilderness quite easily, but is more beneficial when cooked. For example, fish is cooked, as well as chicken, pork chops, and steaks. They each require about the same amount of cooking time, and when fully cooked, can restore considerably more hunger than their raw forms. Also remember that raw chicken, if eaten raw, has a chance of poisoning you. Moving on from this, we can make sugar from sugarcane simply by placing it inside of our crafting area and crafting it into sugar. Another nice thing to know about is bone meal. It should be crafted from bones and can help you grow any plant item instantly, whether it be pumpkins and melon plants, sugarcane, wheat plants, potatoes, carrots, or trees for apples. You can also bake potatoes. Raw potatoes will restore some health, but a baked potato will restore more. When farming, you have a chance of finding a poisonous potato, which does restore health, but also poisons you. After this, we have probably the most stable food and most commonly used food throughout the game, which is bread. Bread is crafted from wheat, which can be grown by the use of seeds on farmland. 3 wheat in a row produces a piece of bread. You can also make what's called mushroom stew by first creating bowls out of wood planks in a V formation, much like a bucket, and then by placing a bowl in your crafting area with 1 red mushroom and 1 brown mushroom, you can create mushroom stew. It doesn't heal as much as fully cooked meat stew, but it is nice and handy to carry around with you. Another unfortunate thing about mushroom stew is that once cooked, mushroom stew does not stack with itself, so you can only make 1 bowl of mushroom stew at a time. Our next crafting recipe is actually apples. Apples can be eaten raw, or they can be crafted into something even nicer called a golden apple. You can get golden nuggets by killing zombie pigmen in the nether. By placing 8 gold nuggets around a regular apple, you get a golden apple. Golden apples are one of 2 items that can be eaten even when you're at full hunger. Golden apples also give you the benefit of health regeneration instantly. Beyond the regular golden apple, you can actually make something even better called the enchanted golden apple. It's considerably more expensive as it requires 80 times as many golden nuggets in order to make gold ingots and then craft them into gold blocks. However, the enchanted golden apple has many more benefits. Not only can it also be eaten, even at full hunger, it gives you a longer amount of regeneration, damage resistance, and fire resistance for 5 minutes. Next item we have is cake. Cake is crafted with probably the most materials of any food. 3 wheat across the bottom, 2 sugars on either side above that, an egg in the center, and then 3 buckets of milk across the top. Craft cake. Cake is an achievement, and Making cake is an achievement, and cake works very uniquely compared to other items. Instead of eating it directly, cake can be placed on a block, and then be eaten in an emergency to stop your hunger from falling. You get multiple uses out of each cake, so don't worry about using it up, and also don't worry about losing your buckets. They come back to you afterward. After your cake, you can craft something called the pumpkin pie. Pumpkin pie is probably one of the best food sources in the game. It requires a pumpkin, sugar, and egg. Pumpkin pie restores the most amount of food, just like a steak or any other cooked meat. However, it doesn't require the tedious process of breeding animals, and all of its materials can be readily and quickly gathered from a large portion of chickens, sugarcane farms, which grow very rapidly, and pumpkin farms, which also grow rapidly. A little bit of bone meal also helps with this process, which is something you won't need to do when breeding, say, pigs. The bone meal will have, when you're breeding, you have to first use your bone meal up in making the item to feed your breeded animals, and then breed them, and then wait for the offspring to grow up before they're worth food. Beyond the pumpkin pie, you have the carrot, which can be eaten raw, or can be turned into a golden carrot, just like the golden apple. However, the golden carrot does not have any benefits like the golden apple, other than that it restores more health and can then be used in brewing recipes. The last recipe is the cookie. The cookie is used with cocoa beans and wheat on either side. It is one of the most cost-efficient, as 2 pieces of wheat and 1 thing of cocoa beans will produce 8 cookies, allowing you to stack a large portion quickly. However, cookies do not provide very much health, or hunger, sorry. In an emergency, you also have 2 other food sources. When you're on very difficult and drastic levels, both rotten flesh from zombies and spider eyes can be used in an emergency. Rotten flesh, when eaten, has an 80% chance of giving you what is called hunger, which drains your hunger bar faster than normal. Spider eyes have a 100% chance of poisoning you, which causes more heart damage. However, using the correct combination, it can actually be quite beneficial. Using up your zombie meat, which is more common, can raise your hunger bar all the way to full, and then using a spider eye to polish off any last remaining bits, though poisoning you, gives you full hunger and allows your hit points to regenerate, even if you're about to die, and those will regenerate faster than the poison will kill you. As long as you stand still, the hunger effects from the rotten flesh won't drain your hunger for very long. It is also nice to note that if you restore your hunger bars to full using rotten flesh, allow for the hunger effect to wear off, and then eat the spider eye, you'll have full hunger again, and since you're at full hunger, your hearts from the poison will also regenerate, leaving you both with full hearts and full hunger. That's it for hunger and cooking recipes. Thanks for watching, and happy Minecrafting.